welcome back to A Million and One Story. Today, our
Welcome.
topic is going to be on food and travel. But before we jump into our topic, we wanted to first take a minute to acknowledge that this month, October, is a month of um, National Bullying, anti-bullying. So please take a moment. If anybody that you know, or if yourself you are going through some type of bullying, it could be at school, work, or anywhere, feel free to call the National Bullying Hotline. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are located, just give them a call and definitely take care of your health, your being, and anybody who's around you who's dealing with bullying. Thanks for that. But anywho, moving forward, our topic today is definitely about traveling and food. What
Yum.
better combination
Yes,
in
Lord.
the whole wide world? So, ladies,
Yes.
where actually should I say, do you think is the best place to travel to? And what type of food have you guys enjoyed at the places that you have traveled at?
That is a good question. Um, because I think each place that I've been to has a signature, you know what I'm saying, a signature dish. They're known for different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I, it's hard because I love to eat, and that's the number one thing you do when you travel. You have to go and get some good food.
Right.
But I'm saying the best. mm, That's hard. That's hard. I don't know. It's hard. For me, nothing really compares to, like I said, each place has a different thing. Like when I went to Paris, ate a lot of carbs, okay, a lot of desserts, a lot of sweets and treats. Leticia, you already know how it is. So that was good.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know. Well, I will say this. The food across abroad, especially the US, is different. It's more fresh, it's like it just tastes different.
Different. Yes.
Spaghetti and it'd be like marinara sauce, salt, and pepper. Like, this is so good. It's like basic ingredients, but
Yeah.
it's just amazing.
It's the way they be seasoning it.
Yeah, and then their ingredients, everything's fresh. Everything is literally like farm to table, legit.
So one place I haven't been all over the world, but I have been to like Florida. And one thing I like about Florida is they have like a little Haiti cuisine area where like they make a lot of Haitian food. I guess because a lot of Haitians, when they come from Haiti, one of the first places they go to is Florida. And so they got grill, bun pesé, just everything. And I love going there and just being able to taste like, food from like my background, like what my mom always makes or my dad would make. Like, it's really fun, and the people there are just so kind and inviting. One thing I would say though about traveling to Florida is make sure you go a little bit earlier in summertime. So like June, maybe even May. When you go in August, just be careful because them hurricanes, and give you a run for your money. You might miss your flight.
Yes, indeed. And I recall that pain, ma'am, and I and I feel you. And you're right. During the springtime, travel during that time is the most chaotic time because with all the the rain and all of that going on around that area, the hurricane and all of that, it's like dramatic. So you got to jump real quick. You got to make sure your flight is on target. You know what I mean? So it's like it has a lot of planning to do. But I would go back to what Sierra, you mentioned when you were talking about like when you went to Paris and you ate a lot of carbs. And one thing I love about what you said, even though you ate carbs, but like the food from a different place tastes differently. You know what I mean? Because like for instance, when I was there in Europe, we ate baguette every morning,
Girl,
literally every morning.
fresh, fresh, fresh.
Fresh baguette, fresh, croissants, fresh quiche, fresh pies, and all these things were just like so good, and it's like you can't even stop eating it. And then you would think you would gain weight. In all honesty, you don't gain weight that easily. And I don't think it's only also because of the fact that you cannot gain weight with that, but I think it's also because of the nature of the area. Because we walked a lot. We didn't drive as much.
Yeah.
We were always going from one end to the other end, via metro, via buses, via walking, via bike. So which made it like easier for us to either lose weight or maybe not even retain the food that we had
Yeah.
just eaten. So that's one thing that I love about that. Also, like places like in Italy, we ate a lot of spaghettis, which is
Yeah.
one of the things that I love. So spaghettis was something that we always ate. It could be with like a little tomato stew, or it could be like fresh with lasagna, like like different things like that. So that I love. And no lies, I'm gonna just say Caribbean food is one of my favorites.
Of course, of course.
That oxtail.
Because of the spice, the flavor, the just the variety is just impeccable. And African food is also another one of my favorite food because of the spice, the flavor, the genre, the natural, the natural I don't even know, like mixture that they put in their food. So like fried fish, I love fried fish. Um, I know like a lot of different places, and even here in America, they do like a lot of, now they're doing like fried fish, but like I'm talking about like it's like kingfish or some type of fish, but it was delicious. Like you just have that fish, you have rice, and you have greens next to it. It's like unstoppable. And curry, but like curry goat. Um, that's really good to me.
Get hungry now.
Curry goat is something that I love. Beef bodies, I love that. And like African food, I know that there's something called, that's not in a place that I've grown up, near, but it's something that I have tried ever since I've been here because I have friends from that end of the country, or that end of the I want to
part of the world.
the yeah of the world. Like they make they call it jollof rice.
Oh, so good.
Right.
Everybody loves jollof rice.
That is good. It's so good to the point where I started to learn how to make it myself, and my kids love it, and I like it. I'm like, perfect. And there's dumplings. It's called puff puff. I guess every continent have it differently, and they have different names for it. And it's called puff puff. Some of them have sugar, some don't have sugar. Some of them are naturally like they just, I don't know, but that is good to me. And I love all my food spicy if I can get it spicy.
Of course. That's why you gave me them hot Cheetos the other day.
Yes.
But I agree with you as far as like the different African foods and Caribbean foods. I feel like although I haven't traveled as much as you guys, of course, but I feel like with the different foods that I've been able to taste, like cassava leaf, oh my gosh. Like,
oh my gosh.
it helps me. Like, it's like I've traveled, like I'm being able to taste like, different people's foods, or even like watch it. Like I think Ghanaian people make that. All of it. And then the Jamaican food with the oxtail, the rice and peas. They got the Jamaican patties with the cocoa bread. And the Haitian, oh my gosh, y'all got to try Haitian food with the griot and the ziti jonjon. Like,
oh yes.
Okay, I'm doing a mukbang next because honestly, I'm getting hungry talking about food. So we have to do something.
Yes,
we do. But I agree. I agree with what you're saying. And one of the things, are you guys open to trying different type of food if it's their delicacy at the countries?
So like, I'm very picky when it comes to food. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've tasted a lot of food, right? Because in the beginning, I used to be very like I wouldn't taste any types of food, especially like African food, because I just never had tasted it before. And so when someone let me taste cassava leaf before, I was like, damn, this is what I was missing out. Like, can you make me some more? And I would go and find and ask people, like, can you make this? And I realized only certain people can make it the right way, right? But as far as like eating frogs or all of that stuff, like, count me out. I just can't do it. Like, I can eat the basics. Chicken, all right, I could, I'm serious. And, you know, the oxtail, okay, and all of that, but frogs or cats or whatever, like, I can't do it. Can't do it. I'm sorry.
I would try it. I mean, I equate food and culture to be one and the same, especially when you're traveling. So for me, like, I would really, depending on what it is, I wouldn't go too exotic, like cow balls or things like, you know, not nothing. But like frog or something like that, I would definitely try it. Or like, I think some cultures, they candy bugs, like they have candied bugs, like candied roaches or ants or something like that. I would try that as well. It just depends because you never know. Like, and I think with especially here in the U.S., sometimes when we think about different foods, if it's not prepared well, like, oh, I don't like it, it smells bad, or oh, it might be too, or the spices. But like when you try, you're like, damn, like that's really good. And then you'll find out the more you travel and the more cultures you know you experience. Like each culture makes the same dish, but like they have a different name for it. You know what I'm saying? We'll use the same spices, you know, to make the same thing, but call it different something else, or you know, a variation of it. So I feel like, you know, especially with minority cultures, let's just say minority cultures, like you'll see that like there's a trend. Like we'll have like empanadas, you know what I'm saying, or they're called patties. You know what I'm saying? So I find like kind of see like where we settled, you know, throughout the years and what we picked up based off food from different cultures. So I think that's cool.
You must have a strong stomach, because me, I'd have to hold my nose or something to swallow that stuff down. I can't stomach through it.
Really?
And don't tell me what I'm eating. If you want me to try something new, just don't tell me what it is. Because if you tell me what it is, then, you know, you've lost me.
Experience, like when I travel, I plan my itinerary based on what I'm going to eat that day. Does that make sense? Like I'll Google like what do people like the locals eat or whatever. I'll try to go to like different spots and stuff because I want to, you know, experience what they have going on, you know. So to me, I will eat whatever within reason, you know what I'm saying, as long as, you know, it's vouched for. Don't just slide me something, here, try it. I don't know, you sir, like I don't know, that wasn't on the Yelp, like I don't know.
Right.
That was not recommended. So sorry.
right. I don't know about that.
I was like, great. So going back to what you say, Stacey, when you were like, you know, your stomach must be good.
Made it feel.
Because like, you know, for me, I don't want to be outside of the United States and then eating something that's going to make me sick.
Yeah.
And then I have to deal with like that whole situation.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you know what we dealing right now.
Yeah.
So I try very hard, like Sierra said, stay within reasons of what it is so that, you know, I can still enjoy my trip and then, you know, travel back to where I came from. And just be safe, basically. But what if the locals want you guys to have a delicate, you know, try the delicacy? That could be something that, you know, for them to feel like you are welcome to their, you know, culture. And it's something like snake skin.
I'm gonna hide. They're not gonna find me because I can't do it. I will tell them that it's against my culture to eat that stuff. How about that?
But I think what she's saying is like it will be taken offensive. Like I'm offering this as a kind gesture, and then you're telling me like, no, that's nasty, ew. But I think that's a good point, TC. I feel like I'll generalize and say like when Americans travel to different places, like you can tell they're American. Does that make sense? Like they are like, I don't know how to best articulate it, but it's something about when you come from America and you travel to different cultures, different countries, you automatically like, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But it's so crazy because you can always like tell, and they can always spot whenever you travel. Local can always like, no, yeah, you're American.
Foreigners.
Yes, it's so crazy, especially in countries that don't really have like a race specified, like France. You know, like you can be French and not friends. You can be friends by person. You know what I'm saying? Like you connect. Like there's no skin tone associated with that. They can always spot someone who's like not from there. Like
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know why that is. I honestly don't know why that is. Because I traveled with one friend.
Higher mannerisms.
I think so, and it was like
could
you
be
know
it. It could be
during the
part.
experience because it's like you want to be able to embrace the culture, not try and be offensive. Even though we have some things we will and will not do, but like
Yeah.
I would do it if it's gonna be taken as offense, like oh I'm offending you, or I'm rejecting you, or I'm looking down upon you.
Right.
I would have a little bit.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
A little, teeny.
I would do it, but it will have to be like the
Yeah, it would have to be a little bit.
thing. And
A
you
little small, tiny piece.
yeah, with the fact that I've tried, even if it's just the tiniest little thing. But I do want to also say, so I apologize because when I did say all the different foods that I like, I didn't mention the Latin foods that I like, and I love Latin food. So I apologize because my Latino people.
I'm gonna say, go ahead and get out. Get out. We are inclusive.
That food be real good.
I
They be making
love Latin food.
arroz con pollo,
Yes.
arroz con leche.
Okay, let me hear you. Go ahead, girl.
I love the Latin foods because, in all honesty, if you really think about it, though, I think one of you mentioned that. So I don't want to say the wrong name, but one of you probably mentioned how like it kind of like relates, like every food is almost the same with different culture, but we just, of course, we utilize our spice differently, you know what I mean? And I think that's the beauty of it. So if you really look at the Jamaican foods, the African foods, the Latin foods, they're all flavorful, and all of them, if you pay attention, all of them come spicy if you really want it spicy. And that is something that I think is amazing. So Latin food, plantains, talk about fried fish, talk about oh my gosh, everything they have. They eat avocado just like I like it. They eat everything that I like. Beans, they eat everything.
Yeah.
So I apologize, but I had to put that in there.
It's okay. We forgive you. We forgive.
Thank you. You don't travel just to travel for yourself to feel like, oh, well, I've gotten out of a place, right? Like when you're getting ready to travel, how do you feel? What is that experience about? What is it that you're looking forward to do when you're traveling? And, how do you feel afterwards?
I mean, I feel great. Well, so like,
period.
So 2000, I think 17 or 18 was like my first time on a plane, right? First time.
Yes.
And I was going to Florida, and of course, I was excited because I could meet new people. I was on a plane for the first time, and I was all the way up in the air, and I'm like, shit, and back in the day, Snapchat had this thing where you could take a video and it'll tell you how fast you're going.
Oh, yeah.
And I could see like the plane is going extremely fast, but it doesn't feel that way. And so it just got me excited. It's like, oh, okay, so we're about to go to Florida. It's going to be fun. We went to the hotel. There was like beaches and pools everywhere, right? Everybody's walking. We're on South Beach and people are friendly. So it's just like a different environment, something different from what you are normally used to, right? And every night it was partying, like it was lit. Nobody was just bored or sitting in the house. Like every day people were on the street, and it made me feel like, oh, okay, like this is something that's new. Like maybe I could learn something new. I got to do different excursions. Like I went to the Everglades, where the crocodiles are in there. I got to see the crocodiles in person. And it's something about new experiences, getting out of your comfort zone. And to be honest, yes, I want to travel more, and I like the idea of traveling, but it's something small in me that says, I'm kind of comfortable where I am, and maybe it's because, you're somewhere for a long time and you get used to, okay, like the store I always go to is down the street. I can go to the grocery store that has all the foods that I want. When you go to another place, another country, another state or whatever, that's when you got to relearn, okay, what grocery stores are around, what restaurants are around. And it's a good teaching lesson. It's a good experience too, to get you out of your comfort zone. And that's why I like it. But sometimes, like, you know, I could be very like conservative and to myself. And so that's why I like being able to travel and see new people, because it's just something different, you know?
Let's see. When I'm prepping for travel, I pack the day of. So if I have a flight at 10 a.m., I am up at 7 a.m. packing. Then I get the butterflies going to the airport. I love going to the airport for so many reasons, but I just love like takeoff. I just love the whole experience. Like literally, I love being on an airplane. I can literally go from here to New York on an airplane and I'll be just as happy. But as far as what I look forward to when I'm traveling, I like to submerge myself into that culture wherever I'm going. So it could literally be domestic travel or whatever. Like I do a lot of research, like what locals do, what do they eat, like what do they hang out, like what kind of excursions they do, because I really want to embrace myself into whatever culture I'm going to. Like I don't want to look like, you know, a tourist, even though I am, you know what I'm saying? So I really just try to go above and beyond to, number one, enjoy myself. Number two, to make sure, you know, I take in as much as I can, because who knows when the next time I'll be able to visit that place. And then number three, to make as many memories as possible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just, you never know who you're going to come across. Like I've been on plane rides and I said, like high profile people had no idea we're going to the same place or in the same thing at the same hotel. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Or, you know, you're meeting a local and they'll introduce you to something, and then, you know, your night may take a turn. You'll end up at a club, or you end up, you know, on another excursion, hiking. You know, I just like, when you travel, it's all about the journey. You never know what they really expect. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's food, who you're encountering, the excursions. It's just one big like, journey, ebb and flows of that. But I just feel like you just never know. It's just an adventure. Like it's exciting for me. Oh, but I think when you're traveling, in mind is who you're traveling with. Like you have to travel people who are like-minded. You can't be, you know, the fun, outgoing person, and then you're traveling with someone who wants to be in the bed. It's like, really go? Like, y'all ready to go? No, I just want to stay here. You're like, what? Like, we did not pay money for you to be here in the bed. What is nothing wrong with that if you're that friend? But what we're saying is, you know, you got to travel people who are, you know, like-minded, who want to do the same things that you want to do.
That's right. I agree.
And I learned that on my Florida trip.
I agree with you. You have to travel with the right people, because
Yeah.
that just adds to that joy of like making memories, building on, you know, finding out what the locals like to do, what's interesting around town. And even if you take a downtime, it's not like a waste of downtime. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's kind of like, oh my gosh, we saw this, we did that, we did this. Now we could just relax a little bit and it's okay. And then tomorrow we can get up together again and just, you know, hit the town and enjoy, you know, whatever it is. So I agree 100%. For me, I'm gonna say traveling is like, it's just like, it's like writing a book but being in the book. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
It's the thrill of starting to pack everything, like pack your things for your travels, get everything ready, get yourself ready for the travel, either in the morning or at night, whenever time you're traveling, getting to that airport, smelling just that.
The airport smell,
Yay!
PSA, here I am. Yes.
Going through the gates,
Yes.
and you know, just meeting new people as you go through the airport, seeing your friends in the mix of it.
Yes, of course.
And also getting in that plane and just feeling like, you know, the world is right in your fingertip, because you can see, you know, things as you go up, you're, you know, ascending to the sky, and then you're descending when you land, and then being at your destination and enjoying the moment, making memories, and then going back. So it's like, you know, it's like, to me, it's a thrill, but it's also like a fun thing, because like I always try to build memories as I travel, but not just for myself, but even for the people I meet out there.
Yeah.
Um, I try very hard, and again, within measure, within safe zone, try to have good friends. And I mean, like, of course, who travels with me or my family, but also friends there. Just because sometimes it's good to have a communication with the locals, so you get to know like what it is that they like, what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm coming in with my culture and what I know, but I'm not leaving empty or leaving with the same thing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving with their culture, a little bit of it, and a little bit of what they know, and vice versa. So it's kind of like an exchange, and then we are able to learn from each other. And they can honestly say, "Oh my gosh, I know that person because I know that these are the things that they do." You know what I mean? Or I've known people or someone from there because I know that they've done this. Of course, what one person's how can I say that? One person's journey or life in their country doesn't equate, equal to everybody else's journey. You know what I mean? Because if I'm coming from California, I can't speak for somebody who comes from North Carolina. That's not gonna, you know what I mean? So of course I can't say that for everybody, but all I'm saying is that you just got to be mindful that you just want, it's that sharing, getting to know one another and building that friendship. I think is something that I always love when I travel. And then getting little souvenir, meeting new
Oh, I love
people.
That's the best part.
I know. And
It's
if
like
that
there's a
shirt,
souvenir
a
on each
mug, a
block.
magnet,
Oh, I love all that stuff.
souvenirs for me are the best. I had so
Keychain.
many right. I was going to say that keychains,
Hmm.
coffee mugs.
Yes.
I've
The
bought
magnets for the
pens,
fridge.
magnets for fridge. I've brought pens. I've brought books to friends. I've brought little things, like so many little things to different people. Just because I was like, and there was a place where I went, and I think I had to, the souvenirs was like a whistle. And I thought that was the best thing ever. I was like, a whistle? That is so cool. It's so different. And so I brought something back for that person because I was like, I want them to have something totally different that nobody always, bring back from that area. But I think souvenirs are fun, making memories are fun, having pictures are great. And always, excuse me. But I'm so excited about travels and always learning about their languages. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I love language.
I
So
the language, trying to say a little something like, oh, wait, whoa. Beginner. Just gonna say a little bit.
Un
Oh,
poquito.
yes.
but
But
I do love
they
language.
that's so appreciated when you go to a different country and you try to make that effort, even though they
They
know
love it.
you don't speak their language. It's still cool. I think they really appreciate it.
They
You
do.
can
And
see
they
the
embrace
smile on
you
their face.
differently.
Yeah.
I was saying you can see the smile on their face when you start talking like their language, and they're like, "Oh, okay. Do you speak?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Nah. I'm just trying, trying to make it through the day. Can you help me get where I'm going, please?"
That is so true, and like I said, they appreciate that. It's kind of like they feel like, oh, you tried, you
Mm-hmm.
trying to make us feel good, or you trying to make us feel welcome, and I like that. So, but with that being said, thank you so very much, guys, for turning into A Million and One Story again today. We love to hear from you, so please feel free to comment, like, and share. And
Yeah.
any feedback that you have for us, we would love to hear it. But again, don't forget, the reason me and my beautiful girlfriends today are wearing these beautiful colors is because we are fighting against bullying, and we definitely want you guys to be mindful that bullying is not acceptable at any given area or any given levels of life. Okay, thanks again and have a wonderful day wherever you
Peace
are.
out.
See ya.